Hi, everybody. I am happy to be here with you again to share another lesson for our Unity Church of Boston Sunday School program. My name is Miss Barbara, and we are going to talk today about learning from our mistakes. So let's start. Before I jump into our story, let's start with our affirmation. Our affirmation for this lesson is, I can grow and learn through all experience. Can you say it with me 2 more times? I can grow and learn through all experience. I can grow and learn through all experience. Our story is called The Red and Blue Coat, and it's a folk tale from Central Africa, Congo. There were once 2 childhood friends who promised to remain close and loyal companions for all their lives. When they grew up and married, they built houses facing one another. There was but a small lane between their 2 farms, and they each loved to work so near to the other. Every morning, the friends would call out a greeting across the lane, and their wives would wave and smile to each other as well. Everyone in the village knew of the strong friendship and believed it to be a blessing for all. However, there was one man, Okono, who was jealous of the friends, and he decided to trick them. He thought it might be fun to give the friendship a test. One day, Okono stopped by the lane and visited with the 2 men while they were eating their lunch together in the shade. While they talked, Okono boasted about a new coat he had made. The cloth was a brilliant color, and no other coat in the whole village was so beautiful. The 2 friends naturally asked to see the wondrous coat. So Okono promised to walk down their lane on his way to market in the morning, wearing his new coat. Okono prepared the coat for the test that night. First, he cut one red coat in half and one blue coat in half. Then he sewed one red half and one blue half together to make a coat that was blue on the left side and red on the right. He walked out of the village in the morning and slipped the coat on just as he approached the lane. The 2 friends had been up early, working in the fields as usual. Okono called out in greeting and walked down the lane between them. The friend on the left saw the beautiful blue coat and waved. The friend on the right saw the beautiful red coat and waved. Later, while eating their lunch in the shade, the friend from the left side of the lane said, "Okono's blue coat is beautiful, isn't it?" The friend from the right side of the lane exclaimed, "It was a beautiful red coat. Do you suddenly have a problem with your eyes?" "I know what I saw," insisted the first friend. "It was bright blue." "Do you think I'm stupid? Are you trying to trick me? The coat was as red as the flowers in the fields, and that's the truth," yelled the friend from the left side of the road. They argued all through their lunch and even kept yelling at each other across the lane as they worked throughout the day. Both insisted the other was wrong and would not consider letting go of their anger. As evening approached, Okono walked back down the lane, returning from the market. He lifted his hand in greeting and smiled at the 2 angry friends as he passed. The friend on the left side of the lane stopped his work and stared at the bright red color. The friend on the right side of the lane was astonished to see a beautiful blue coat. They both ran into the lane and watched as the man in the 2-color coat walked away toward the village. One friend raised his fist in anger and yelled down the lane, "Okono, you tricked us and destroyed our friendship. You troublemaker." As the 2 friends stood there, their anger turned to shame. Then one of them said, "It's really not his fault. We were both so sure we were right, we didn't consider any other possibility. The other said, "The next time you tell me something, I promise to listen. And I promise never to waste another day being angry and stubborn," said the first friend. He then added, "Are we still friends?" Then they both laughed. They remained friends for life and always considered the day of the two-color coat the day that their friendship grew stronger than their pride. So we have a few discussion questions here. Why would the two friends be considered a blessing for the entire village? What do you think? Can a friendship within a community, within a village or town or family be a blessing to everybody? I think it can. I think it can. I think when two people are happy being together and supporting each other, and then it can influence, it's like they can do more together for those around them. And they can also be an example for those around them. They can bring more joy, spread more joy, do more good for those that they interact with. So our friendships, I think, help us in that way to sort of expand the joy in our lives and in the lives of those around us. Have you ever disagreed with a friend over a little thing? How did you feel? Have you ever had that happen, where you have a disagreement over something and then you thought about it later and you thought, why did we even fight about that? I have. I have, and it's interesting too. I always think now that I'm a little bit older, I realize sometimes, giving a little bit of time after I have gotten upset with somebody or somebody has gotten upset with me, can giving a little, like sleeping on it. Have you ever heard that term? We're to sleep on it. Taking a little time and getting a little perspective can change how we feel about something that feels so big right when it's happening. On reflection later, after some time has passed, it's a lot easier to see it in a real way. You realize that it's not as big. Could the story have ended another way? What might have happened? What do you think? Could the story have ended another way? Maybe the friends, what would have happened? What could have happened? One thing that comes to mind for me is maybe they just stayed mad at each other. I could see that happening. I think that it's easy. It's easy when we disagree with somebody and maybe, they said some things that weren't very nice to each other. One of them said, "Do you think I'm stupid?" And one of them said, like, "Do you have a problem with your eyes? Are you trying to trick me?" They weren't being very nice to each other, right? And so sometimes it can be hard to come back from the things that we say in moments of anger. But they chose to forgive one another and to use it as a lesson and to conclude that their friendship was stronger afterwards than it had been before. But yeah, I think they could have just stayed mad forever, stopped being friends. That would have been really sad. So in our materials for the lesson today, the writers talk about how the transformation that happens in our lives through our mistakes is kind of like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. Because we go through this process, right? These events happen and we make mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? And then we have an opportunity to either grow and learn from that mistake or not. But I think most of the time we do. We recognize, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. Next time I might say something different or not say anything at all if the same thing happens. Next time I might try something different. And that's growth, right? That is learning and growing and changing. And life every single day almost is going to present us with opportunities where we might make a mistake. And that's okay, because we all will. And then it gives us a chance to think, what could I do differently next time so this doesn't happen again? And we grow from that. And we just keep doing it over and over and growing and blossoming from a caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly. One last point on that. Well, there are a couple more things I'll say. As we forgive ourselves and our mistakes, our true inner self is revealed. So it's really important, right? One, to know we're going to make mistakes. And the people in our lives are going to make mistakes. The adults in our lives, the teachers, parents, our siblings. We will make mistakes and they will make mistakes. And as we learn from those mistakes, first of all, it's okay and it's happening to all of us. And as we have those experiences, we're learning and growing. And we're discovering who we really are. And that's pretty great. So don't forget that part about forgiveness, forgiving ourselves. If we, something happens, we react in a way that we maybe wish we hadn't. There are two things to do then. Learn from it and forgive ourselves for it. And as we can extend that forgiveness to ourselves, we can also extend it to the rest of the people in our lives, right? You made a mistake. It's okay. I forgive you and I love you. So I think that's probably plenty for today. Well, there was one quote. One quote that I'll share that was in our materials. When you see a good man, try to emulate his example. Do you know what emulate means? Try to be like him. And when you see a bad man, search yourself for his faults. I just really liked that, right? Because it's so easy for us to see somebody doing something or saying something that we don't approve of and to sort of wag our finger at them and judge them. And a wiser course, a better course can be to search ourselves for those same mistakes and try to correct that error in ourselves rather than focusing on that other person. Okay. So that's it for today. Pretty short and sweet. We will end with let's do our affirmation a couple more times. I'll remind you of it. I can grow and learn through all experience. I can grow and learn through all experience. And we will do our prayer for protection. You ready? The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. And the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. From your Unity teachers, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. We think of you often. We hope that you're doing well. We do love you. And hopefully we will get to be together again soon. But in the meantime, it's really fun to get to make these recordings and bring these lessons to you. I learn from them, and I hope that you enjoy them too. Until next time, bye-bye.